I'm so excited for you guys to get to hear Fallon's story because it's totally, totally inspiring. And one thing, I know nobody ever wants to brag on themselves, but I'll brag on Fallon. What I love is she's been boldly working hard towards promoting to Ambassador Diamond. She's presidential, so she's one level from the highest in the company. Yet there are over 100 ambassadors, but this girl is like number 50-something income earners. So she is making more money as a presidential diamond than half of the ambassadors. So that's huge. It's really huge. I actually remember Cammie telling me before, she's like, if you go triple diamond, you can literally unlock the compensation plan enough to go black diamond at just triple diamond. But yeah, so she is presidential diamond. In the top 50 something income earners, which is huge. I know that it will, not be long until she promotes to Ambassador Diamond. And we're cheering her on. I know I've got Mary and some of our Houston team. They've been to OTOMs with you, Fallon. They love you. One of the girls just said, she's a firecracker. Can't wait to hear from her. So I love
that. We'll see if you still feel that way.
Hey. I love your energy. I love your story. I love that you're a no excuse type of person. And I'm just so excited for our team to get to hear from you, girl. You're amazing.
Thank you.
So share your story, Fallon, and then we'll ask you some little questions. So tell us how you found it works. How did you start building to where you are? What did you do to grow your business? Share with us a little about your story.
I'm like low-key freaking out because I'm like, I just put some greens in my water to shake it up, and now I can't find my top, so now I can't drink my greens. Okay, so
you gotta do the swirl thing.
Yeah, I'm like have to swirl it. Thank God I love them dried. I'm a weirdo. Okay, so I did find it works. Everybody always says, "Oh, it works, found me," and that's pretty much exactly how I feel. My sponsor, Alina Conley, who just got announced as number 10 in the company, which is crazy. When she wrapped me 2 years ago, I'm a CPA. I was working full-time here in Atlanta. I moved here from Texas after grad school, so that's why I'm always in Dallas and Houston and everything. It's where I'm from. And she just put something on Instagram and said, hey, ATL, I'm out here wrapping bellies today. And I'm like, wrapping bellies. I was headed to South Africa that day. I had an overnight flight. And so I was just sitting at work, bored as heck like usual, like every other 20-something on Instagram, praying to God, please hurry up and let this day go by. I'm ready to go have fun with my friends on the beach. So she wrapped me in a Starbucks bathroom on my lunch break. I always tell people it was on my lunch break, but I actually just snuck out of work for an hour and ran to meet her. She wrapped me. I remember she had her party pad with her. She went through the whole little, spiel of how it worked. I wasn't expecting results. I was like, whatever, it's $25 and it gets me away from, the office, which we used to call the slave ship, for a while. And, until this flight, and I get to pass some time. If it works, great. If not, whatever. A lot of people don't know this, but my passport was full when I showed up to the airport. So I planned this huge trip for 10 of my friends. They were all able to go, and I wasn't. So I had 24 hours to get a new passport, get on a flight, and all that. So meanwhile, Alina's texting me like crazy, hey, being a good distributor, asking for my photos and follow-up pictures, and I just wanted to strangle her because I'm crying, high intensity, trying to get this stuff done. So I was over it before I even saw my results. So by the time I did all that, got to South Africa, took another flight to Cape Town, got on the beach, met my friends. It had literally been 3 or 4 days, and I put on the pink bikini, which is now the infamous pink bikini picture, and my stomach looks completely different. I didn't care anything about the wrap at that point, honestly. I was like, oh, it worked great. Awesome, whatever. And that was it. I was a loyal customer because I did want to try the hair, skin, nails. And she told me at the wrap appointment, look, you want to get the full 4 for your wrap treatment. So let's order that as a customer, and then you can get the hair vitamins or whatever. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. That month, this was March 2015. So the first week of March, I went to South Africa. The last week of March, mind you, I didn't see one picture that this girl had ever posted. Other than that Instagram picture. And then I saw the one that she posted on April 1st, guys. April 1st. So I thought it was a joke when she posted this. She got a $50,000 bonus. And then she started posting everyone else on her team that also went diamond and got these bonuses. And that is actually what made me think about joining a couple weeks later, and I started staying up every night till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, watching YouTube videos. Ashley Olive, everybody I could find, how to go diamond in 30 days, because I have a lot of student loan debt, like over $250,000 in student loan debt. So my bills every month were $2,000 a month for Sally Mae. So when I saw $2,000 a month, not from Alina's triple, but from one of her girls, Denise, and another one of her girls who've gone diamond, and that was on her little Instagram post that they had gotten a 20K double good bonus for diamond and $2,000 a month. And my eyes locked in on that $2,000 a month, and that was pretty much it for me.
Okay, I love that. So, and I'll have to keep going in a sec, but so you literally found it works because someone said they were wrapping people.
Yes, doing what Pam actually tells us to do, right?
Right. So literally wrapping people, because I even know for me, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I don't want to sell a body wrap. I just want customers. But because she sat there and wrapped you,
your next presidential might be somebody you wrap at Starbucks.
Might be someone you wrap at Starbucks. That's crazy. And then another thing, Fallon, that I love is that I think it's huge. And when we post, people that have bonuses, and then it's also good to put, what is that average income?
Yes.
What is that residual income? And so maybe if you're on the Zoom and you're like, well, I don't have anyone under me that's promoted. We have a whole team of people that promoted. Don't be scared to share other people's promotion pictures and your teammates, because it's real people it's happening to. It's real people you know. So, okay. So you joined and you're like, I'm going to pay off, because you went to Baylor, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Like, best decision of my life. I really used to have so much anxiety about it. Like, after grad school, I was like, that was the worst thing I could have ever done. I could have gone to any public school. I had I had the second highest scholarship at Baylor and still took out over $100,000 worth of loans. So, but I know that if I would not have done that and I would have had a regular amount of loans, like regular people, I would have never given this a thought. So because of choosing to go to Baylor, having all that extra debt, I was at such rock bottom that I didn't have the luxury of not giving this a chance.
I love it. Okay. So then you joined and you're like, I'm going to do this. So talk to us about you joining, what you were doing. So you were working, you joined. How did you start building? How did you get to diamond?
I literally, and I'm going to be honest, thank God this is a distributor Zoom. And even if it wasn't, I say like the truth now. I used to try to water this part down because I did so much stuff in hindsight that like wasn't necessary, but it was. Because you cannot come in and dilly-dally around if you're going to get to diamond. You cannot do it. Unless you are like super blessed and you go and enroll another Fallon or another Jade Hooper or somebody underneath you that takes off and gets you there, you have got to get to work like straight up. So I actually did a Zoom with my team last night, and one of my girls asked me, are you going to start teaching us how to make above average checks? Because you've always been a very high earner at your ranks. And I just went back in my eSuite and looked, and I said, I don't know if you guys have calculated, it technically only takes about 1,700 BV for you to get to Ruby. I said, but when I went Ruby, I had 5,500 BV and 35 distributors. When I went Diamond, I had 55 distributors on my team. I didn't have the 24. So I literally did what they said to do. All I knew was I had to get customers, I had to get distributors. So the first thing I did was I filled up every day. I don't mean like an hour a day. I don't mean like I lived, ate, slept, didn't sleep, but it worked. So when I was on the way to work, I was listening to every single YouTube video that Ashley Olive did about It Works parties. When I was at work at my desk, just like this, my phone would be sitting on my desk and I'd have an earbud in this ear. My VP sat right here. I sat outside the door of my VP's office, and out of the other earbud, I literally was listening to opportunity calls all day. I was posting before and afters. I was hiding in the It Works conference room, in the conference room in my job, literally talking to customers all day. I would have 6 to 10 people lined up every single day when I got off of work, and I would call Lena and say, hey, I got 6 or 7 people that want to know about the opportunity. Can we do a call? She put together a quick flyer. We'd have anywhere from 6 to 60 people on every single night to share the opportunity. I didn't know what I was doing. I used to pull over on the freeway on the way home from work while she was doing opportunity calls. I still have my original planner right here. I literally used to pull over and take notes in the back of this thing about what to say and how she was closing my distributors for me, so that eventually I wouldn't have to call her every day when I got off work to do it. It was not I'm going to do a party here. I flew to Houston 4 times for a party. My brother died the week after I joined It Works. I got in a car accident and totaled my car the week before I joined It Works. The only reason that anybody ever technically came to my first rap party is because everyone was at my mom's house because my brother died. Every other party that I flew home for, nobody even showed up. I had other distributors there that maybe had some guests. Not one person that I ever invited to a rap party, the first 4 to 5 times that I flew home for, never showed up. And I just kept having parties. Like, everybody quits too freaking soon and says, this isn't going to work for me. No, it's going to work for you. It's just going to take some time for your warm market to realize what this is. I had a lady tell me a year and a half after I started, she sent me a message and said, oh, which is another thing I did. I'll tell you all about that. It's horrible. I used to send these messages to people when I first started because I was so excited. It was Chad and Jeree Caneller, a video about starting their rap business. And I had a lady tell me, I thought you were selling like chicken wraps from Chick-fil-A. So I didn't come to your party. And I'm like, is this a joke? So, people just don't know what they don't know. Give them grace. It may take them a year and a half to come back and say, oh, this is what you're doing. But you've given up before the year and a half you got there.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. So you went for it. So you talked to anybody and everybody. You were posting. Everyone. You were posting. You were asking people, hey, do you want to get on a call? You were asking people they want a rap party. Like, you were doing all of that.
And I think another key thing to say, 2 things that I find my team does not do a lot, are the ones that do make it and the ones that don't. I lost 30 pounds in 2 months, guys, okay, on the products. The month that I started, I also found that I had a heart condition amongst everything else. So I was in the middle of training for half marathon for my 3rd one. All 5 of my cardiologists told me to completely stop working out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to blow back up. I'm going to be 240 pounds. Like, I just lost 20 pounds on my own. Started taking the products, not even to lose weight. I'm very tall. Black girls are very thick. We like our curves. Okay. My stomach was flat and that was all I cared about. And I literally lost 30 pounds in 2.5 months. And everywhere I went, I didn't have to sell anything. I have a picture on my website, literally of me drinking the greens in my cube at Delta, holding my skirt out at least 4 or 5 inches in front of me because I couldn't fit my clothes. So everybody's trying to sell or get someone to come to a call, but they would actually get on the call because they were like, oh, okay, well, I'll get on this call because I can see that you're skinny now. Oh, I'll get on this call. I see that you posted something about making an extra $200 this week in fast starts. What's that? So all of these things that I was doing was working together. And the other thing that I'll say, I didn't start acting like a diamond at Diamond. I have a super embarrassing video. If you go down to my YouTube channel, to the very first video on that YouTube channel, it was a Google Hangout. I was an executive. I had little short hair. It was horrible. I was sitting in my bed upstairs, and I think we did an opportunity call. And I just did it on Google Hangouts again because I didn't want to call 6 people back to back. And that video is still on my YouTube. So as an executive, I was literally hosting opportunity calls. I was hosting rap parties with Alina, and I would get her to like interview me on a call so that I could send 400 messages, literally 400 messages to every contact in my phone that I could send to in an hour and say, hey, I'm getting interviewed tonight. Just hop on. I wouldn't say what it was, whether it worked. I'd say, hey, my number 200 income earner, whatever, is interviewing me. Get your uplines that have some more credibility than you to highlight you. And guess what I would say when I got on the calls? This is my upline. She's done this, this, and that. Alina, take it away. And I wouldn't say anything else when she'd close them. But it was my picture on the flyer.
I love that. And so with you, something else that sticks out to me, Fallon, is you knew you were going diamond. Mm-hmm. You're going ambassador. So it's never been a question. You've said from the beginning. Yeah. Has doubt ever crept in? And if so, how have you squashed it? Or have you kept yourself pretty in a mental place where you're like, you don't have to? This is
a hard question for me. I have a lot of people. I had a young lady come to me at One Team, One Mission and said, if I could just have your belief and your confidence. My parents are actually here. They're in town. I had to tell them to like be quiet while I hopped on the Zoom. But I picked them up from the airport today. And there are some things that you just have or you don't have. And I really thank God for my dad. He would literally tell me when I was 4 years old, there's nothing that you cannot do, and you never take no for an answer. In my core, believe that. I, in my core, believe that I am a child of the king and I can have whatever he says I have. So what do you mean I can't have this? Like, you're crazy. I understand a lot of people don't have that. If you don't have it, go get it. Because that is yours to go get. You can go and get that belief. And until you get that belief, you can act like you had it. Okay? You can work at it like you really believe it. Because when you work at it like you believe it, you will start to believe it, because you'll start enrolling people, and then you'll start filling up your chart, and you say, holy crap, I think I'm going to do this thing. You know, I have my triple chart up here. I have my presidential chart up here. That thing was empty. When I was a double diamond, I printed off this triple and this presidential and my ambassador chart and blew it up. All I saw were holes. I didn't know how it was going to get fixed. Has doubt ever crept in? Heck yeah, every day. But you know what else I look at? Every single day, and I believe it, and I read it. All my affirmations. I'm blessed. I'm alive. I'm fearless. I'm capable. I'm a child of the king. I'm ambassador. I'm a world changer. I'm ambassador 2.0. I'm a millionaire earner. I am debt free. I have an 800 plus credit score. I'm earning $50,000 a month minimum. This goes into one of my questions I know you're going to ask me. What is my aha moment? Every single thing that I have visualized has happened already or is happening. I have a dream board right here. This is my dream board for this year. I have a bigger one blown up for the past 3 years that's sitting upstairs on my mirror. I'm blown away because stuff that I wrote about before I was even with It Works has happened, because I never believed that it wouldn't happen. I just didn't know how. So because I could see it before I saw it, now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I was number 92 at conference, y'all. I had no idea. When they told me I was number 54 a month ago, I fell out in my chair. You know what's on my thing for this year? Top 40. I didn't even think top 40, honestly, y'all, was possible. I just put it on there. So if you think diamond is possible, go and look at that thing every freaking day, because one day you're going to actually believe it. And then until you believe it, you'll at least work for it.
I love that. I mean, that's true. It's so true, because when you believe something is going to happen, and when you know it, your actions follow.
Yep.
I love that. Okay, so tell me this. So Fallon, you've already been in the business over 2 years?
Yeah, I just went 2 years in April.
Okay, so tell me this. 2 years in, it would be easy to say, oh, a lot of that warm market has been signed. You are a high DT enroller. You put my butt in enrolling DTs. Just the other month, you had, we were voice memoing. I don't know what month it was. Last month, maybe. I don't know. And Fallon's like, yeah, I enrolled out 15. I don't remember how many you enrolled. How many was it? 30?
Yeah, 30.
Oh, 30, 15, 30. I'm like over here. I'm like, I'm just trying to get my 3. So Mark, I have my 3 this month. Okay. But I will get my 3. But 30. Okay. So it would be easy for people to say, does it, your warm market get saturated? I've asked everyone. They said, no. Girl, where are these people coming from? How are you signing 30 people? What are you doing? Tell us.
So I will start off by saying, first of all, so April, May, January through April, I don't know. I was signing anywhere from 10 to 30 a month. You know what I mean? This month,
I don't know what you mean, but I want to learn. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This month, I've signed 1. And it's the 13th. Okay. So that's another thing that I'm always super transparent. So I've signed 1 this month. Now I have like 7 scheduled. When will they come through? I don't know. What I do is this, guys. I have a 100th list and I will be honest, I did not keep a 100th list. Okay. Like I told my team to do it. Well, let me say this. I did have 100. Oh, look. I had these, okay? Like sheet after sheet after sheet of lists and people and Instagram handles, people that liked an HSN post. I honestly, if I can be real, I have not worked my business like a true network marketer in the sense that I got my list. I'm going to do my 7 to 10 follow-ups, frankly, because I'm too freaking busy, okay? But that's really what it takes. What happens for me, guys, I'm very persistent. What I'm finding is a lot of my team and a lot of people just give up. Okay. So when someone tells you, no, I don't want to do this. No, I'm not ready. Every single 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months, those increments of 3, people have major life changes. Someone divorces, someone dies, someone loses their job. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I've gone back to all of those people. Also, before anybody just tells me no, I'm going to ask them why. I'm not afraid to ask why, because I actually believe that if they join me, this will change their whole freaking life. So I'm not going to let you off that easy for you to tell me I don't have time. I didn't either. Neither do any of the 3,000 other people that have signed up on this team. So you got to come with something better than that, because according to Ashley Olive in the first video I ever saw, you have time to get a comma in your paycheck. So for me, I know everybody doesn't have that personality, but when you have that belief, people will join you when they believe that you believe in what you're saying. So I know that people are, attracted to me and my energy and all that. But one thing that I really do, guys, that I really believe has been the key to me closing customers and distributors, is I ask questions. I'm a talker. I will always be a talker. I used to feel bad about being a talker. However, I've now learned to still be a talker, but I ask questions first. The lady at the grocery store doesn't give a flip that I'm number 54 in the company. The lady at the grocery store needs $500 a month. I've got to get that out of her. What I'm finding that everybody's doing is y'all are meeting these people and you're like pouring this information on them about it works. You're pouring this information on them about the wrap instead of figuring out what that person's need is and then educating yourself enough to be qualified to answer it. And if you're not qualified to answer it, get your upline on the phone to help you. Get them in a chat to help you. Show them the messages that you're sending people. So for me, I do not let a stranger pass me by. To the point my mom's like, oh God, where's the Blitz card? The waitress is coming. Like, Fallon's going to give her one. I sure as heck am. So I see so many missed opportunities. When I go to conference, all the little people that work in the stage area and at the venues, nobody blitzes them. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. Like Joel and Stephanie have a rule, a 7-foot rule. Anybody within 7 feet of you needs to know about the company. You need to be drinking the greens in front of them. You need to have a conversation. You need to get their Facebook or their Instagram information and not say jack squat about it works. Start commenting about their kids and their life. Find out what the heck lipstick they have on because you think it's cute and talk to them about it. I promise you, social media is a way to really connect with people. And don't be afraid, especially locally. I had to really work to build my local team because my whole team was in Texas and Chicago and Florida and New York and wherever else. I had to really be intentional about my conversations. I had to be intentional about never, ever, ever using my credit card at the gas pump and having cash on me so I can go inside and speak to someone at the thing. I don't ever take cash out at the ATM. I go inside the bank so I can actually drink my greens in front of the teller. And now I'm Snapchat friends with her. I put myself in front of people intentionally. I do things intentionally that are going to make people ask, hey, who are you? What do you do? You got kids? Like, where'd you go to school? Do those things and start a conversation with people. I went out, I had a whole conversation 2 days ago with a potential distributor, pulled my car out of the garage because I had decals on both sides, and I literally climbed up on the hood of my truck and sat there for 45 minutes and talked to a potential with my It Works gear on. 3 of my neighbors came by and want more information about the business. They said, oh, we've been seeing your car. I'm not going to park that thing in the driveway ever again. I'm parking in the driveway. Gives me no business in the garage. So I know those all seem like little things, but I feel like people always ask me, how are you such a high recruiter? I open my mouth, I ask questions, I keep building relationships, and I don't let an opportunity pass me by. You're never going to catch me without my gear on, okay, unless I maybe try to look cute on a date night and he just knows that I'm just going to have my It Works clothes, okay? So I'm not going to do it, because I don't get paid to wear anything else.
No, I love that. I love that. You talk to people, you build relationships. So you build in person, you build online, you build like
everywhere. And stop limiting yourself. Stop saying, I'm not using social media. I'm not doing parties. You frankly don't have a choice until you're ambassador. Okay. I used to say you don't have a choice till you're diamond. You don't have a choice because every time that you say what you're not going to do, you are affecting someone else's life and potentially their entire generation, their entire family history because you didn't open your mouth.
I love that.
You don't have a choice on how you want to build.
I love that. So you're doing it all. Okay. So tell me this, Fallon, you enroll and I mean, you have a strong team. I know you have a strong team. So when someone signs up, because I know on this we've got 130 something people on here. So we've got newbies, we have, presidential diamonds, we have everything. But so this is something, whether you're brand new or you just signed up a new distributor, what are some of those first things that you do to really launch your distributor? Or how do you work with them? How do you keep up with them? Like, what would be any tips you would give us on how to help someone? I know Cammie always says, 5% are going to do good regardless.
Mm-hmm.
15% are going to quit. There's nothing you can do about it. 80% we can influence. Tell me about how do you influence your 80?
So, I will be transparent again because that's all I can be. This has been ever changing for me, right? Like this is the it works question. How do you onboard? What do you do? That system has changed for me 48 times over the past 2 years. Okay. So like every other day. Now, guys, I really try to keep it as simple as, first of all, for myself, I'm a red, but I get very, very emotionally tied and guilt tripping myself for not making sure that every single person that comes into my organization is a rock star. And that is not up to you. So if you are like that, first of all, it's on them to get to work. Okay, so I want to preface that. Everybody thinks Alina and I were like besties. Alina called me and said, why the heck do you have 16 loyal customers that you haven't moved? Who the heck are you? I was like, I just know that I was supposed to be getting customers. I didn't know, because a lot of times when you get to this level, you just can't catch everything, right? Like you may look in a report and look up and see someone that has 1 million customers and you haven't even like onboarded them yet, right? So for me, what I'm trying to do with my personally enrolled now, and this may be, you may not want to do this, especially if your teams are smaller, but I'm just telling you what I do now because it works for me. I have a new Google form. It's pretty simple, but it's like, hey, who are you? Where are you from? This is Bax. I mean, especially the month that I enroll 30 people, I don't know who half these people are even after I talk to them. What are your real goals? Where do you want to be in 3 to 12 months? What's your why? What are your health goals? Because I need to know exactly what products to put you on with auto ships, and where do you want to be and what kind of worker are you? That's what I need to know before we do anything. Okay, we have a group that we put you in. I have a welcome email that I send them with, okay, do this training, log into your eSuite. We have 10 steps that we have them do, the basics. Watch this video and go get your 4 customers in 72 hours. If y'all want to write it down, it's from Ashley Hughes. And the name of the video, I think, is called How to Get Your First 4 Loyal Customers in 72 Hours. And it's an awesome video. It walks through all the new products, even the shake. I have them watch that. I just got off a Zoom with Pam, and she said the best thing you can do when you're onboarding a new distributor is not tell them to go watch their training. They need to go get 4 customers in their first 72 hours. They need to get commission qualified. They need to get that first win. So that's something that even that I took from her tonight that I want to continue to focus on. If you do want to go watch it on my YouTube, I have a video called how to close your potentials and mock calls, the 20-minute Zoom. That's something that I'm really trying to do with all my people. For me, it's a way to basically have a rap party without them knowing that it's a rap party. So I asked them to get 5 to 10 people on a Zoom who are their closest friends and family. Don't say it's a rap party. Don't say it works. Don't say you're a distributor. Just tell them that you need some help with something and you give them the Zoom link. They get on. I handle it. I start asking them questions. Hey, if you were to, want to change something about yourself, improve your health, what would it be? And I literally start rattling off, cellulite, whatever, a whole list of things. And I write their names down, what that product would be. And I say, okay, thanks for joining. Your cousin Sherry Lynn just joined this awesome company, okay? And we want to practice and do a fake call so that she knows what to say when she meets people that are actually interested. We know you're not interested, okay? We're not asking you for your money, okay? But we just want to practice with real people. Y'all, it's amazing because it's a way for the distributor to come in, learn the products, put a product with a person in their network. And then I walk through the 4 steps that I do to close them so they can go duplicate that. If they want to do it on a Zoom, great. If they do it in person, great. If they do it in a party, great. But they know, don't come on here and word vomit. Your first task is to ask them what their issues are. Then you match them with the product. Then you give them the 3 ways to pay, which is step 3 to close them. Then step 4, you close them. And it's a way for me to let that person know you may not close them today. They're closed, but they may not have the money today. So you get your calendar, and it keeps a lot of new distributors from feeling like failures because they told someone about the product, they showed the before and after, and they gave them the right information, and they still didn't, quote unquote, close the sale. So for me, doing that mock call has really helped my team. It's something that my leaders have been able to duplicate, and it kind of is a training / product / get them their first win all in one. Because a lot of people on the mock call end up actually enrolling.
And is this mock call, Fallon? I don't know if you said it. Is it on a Zoom or a conference call? A Zoom? A Zoom
yep.
call. So you do a Zoom call just like this, have them get some people on, and then...
And y'all, like I said, I actually have the 20-minute version, which explains how the 4 steps to closing and what a mock call is. And I have like 4 or 5 example mock calls on my YouTube with people's families, so you guys can kind of see how I, maneuver through that.
I love that. So the Ashley Hughes video that Fallon was talking about, you guys, that's on our new Diamond Empire Distributor Boot Camp that we just launched. The boot camp, it's on there. So make sure if you have not gone through, Stacy, will you bump the boot camp on our team page? I know a lot of you are on there. I think the last time I checked, we had like 500 and something on the boot camp, but there's a lot of you not on there. So make sure, get your team on that boot camp, read through that info, Ashley's video, and then yeah, I love that. So Fallon, they just look up on YouTube your name and they could watch how you do these. What's the title of this? Is it called like mock?
It's called how to close. It's called like potential how to close. It's something about closing. How to close your potentials and new distributor mock call. It's 20 or 21 minutes, and I think I did it 3 or 4 months ago. So if you just go to fallonrice.com, in the top right hand corner is the link directly to my YouTube channel.
Awesome. I love that. Oh, that's so good. I love that. So they have that win. They're feeling good. Okay. So let's see. So we talked about, okay, so you mentioned your aha. Is there anything that you wish you would have known, Fallon, when you first started that's kind of one of those, okay, now if I knew this at the beginning, I would have started doing this then, or I wish I could have told myself back then?
The main 2 things are, do not spend hours training people. Okay, like I'm talking out. My dad's a pastor. I'm flying to Houston. I had like 30, 40 people in my new distributors. The August that I joined in April, that August when I flew home, I had people flying in from Chicago to this training I did. It was like all day. The first half of the day was a training. The second half of the day was a wrap party. And y'all, I mean, maybe 3 of those people are still with me. Okay. And that was not a good use of my time because I went over the E-suite. I went over products. I went over comp plan. I went over charting. They didn't even have a distributor to put on a chart. What are we talking about charting for? Okay. So for me, one thing that I really learned is I've got to give people information piecemeal. The people that want all the information, they're going to find it without you, just like I did. Okay. Like they're going to go watch all the YouTube videos. They don't need you to tell them. So that's the first thing. Kind of piggybacking off that is layered leadership. I don't really encourage being a high recruiter or a high enroller because it is hard. You will make a lot of money. The comp plan is geared toward personal enrollments, but you can be just as successful enrolling 3 to 5 to 6 distributors every month, focusing on them and really helping them get to where they need to be. Excuse me. And because I was such a high enroller at the beginning and up until now, it really, if I can just be frank, y'all, it damaged my business. Let me not even say it damaged my business because I'm here, right? Like, okay. So, but I wish I would have done it better. I was the leader for everything. You know, I didn't really make my people do op calls. I didn't make them get up at the further wrap parties and speak. I didn't give them any responsibility. You know what I mean? It was always, okay, well, I'm good at this. You know I can close their people for them. I know if I do their wrap party that this is going to go this way. And now I'm sitting here looking at an ambassador chart that's 70% personally enrolled in me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've created a monster. You know what I mean? When really it should be, I've got at least 5 leaders for those 5 legs that know how to run their teams, right? And I may have 1 or 2 strong leaders, you know, in each leg that, you know, really help pull the weight of that leg, but they may not be the head. You know what I mean? Like it may be a triple that I built. So you really want to you have to find a way, and you may fumble through it. Get your leaders involved early. The first of every month, Pam just said this on the call, the first of every month, the same way corporate meets with top leaders or ambassadors, get with your front line. Figure out who those people are. Make change every month. Figure out who they are. Give them tasks. See what the goals are and help them do the things that you're doing, and also help them enroll. They've got to duplicate. I didn't know that I should really be focused on duplication. I mean, I was trying to teach that, but I don't want to go and enroll 5 people and make a Ruby. I want to enroll 2 people and help those 2 people each chart themselves to executive and help the person that's Ruby at least get 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's true. The duplicatable system. Cause yeah, we want to, which it is true. Like if we truly focus on, and sure, when you enroll more, it's great. The steps to success, getting your 4 customers, enrolling your 3 distributors, then teaching those 3 to get their 4 customers, their 3 distributors. When we really make it duplicatable, it can go and go and go. I mean, and I am proof. You know, I think maybe I've had like 1 month ever that I've enrolled 15 people. Like I was definitely more of a step to success. I always tried to double my steps to success, you know, and that's what I did. And it was enough. And I had months I enrolled 0, months I enrolled 2, month 3. So yeah, I love that. I love what you said you would have told yourself. Okay, last question, Fallon. What would you say to someone they're working for a promotion this month? We're not even halfway there yet. It's the 13th. So there's a lot of months left. What advice or tips would you say? Maybe they're trying to go for Ruby. I feel like everybody on here should at least be going for Ruby. There's a lot of month left, y'all. Or maybe they're going for Diamond. Maybe they're trying to get their Go Fast bonus. Maybe they still need 7 distributors, to go triple. But what would you say to them?
So a couple of things, and then we'll wrap it up. First of all, this is not cliche. This is not because I'm churchy. Like, God works in the 11th hour. Like, he is an 11th hour kind of God. So, I mean, when I was 4,000 BB away from Diamond the day before I went Diamond, I was like, oh, there's no way. I have 4,000 GB left. And it happened. You know what I mean? There's so many stories like that because I work as if it's going to happen the entire month. Until 11:59 Central hits, it's going to happen. So that's number one, if you're pushing for a promotion. One of the biggest reasons I'm finding my team is not hitting promotions, they have no idea what it takes to get there. I mean, I'm talking basics. Like, I've got people tell me they want to go Diamond, they don't even know that they've got to have 24 people on their chart. If you are not looking at a chart, the company gives you a roadmap. If you are not looking at that every day, how the heck are you going to get the boxes filled?
Yeah.
I have people putting in loyal customers and they're keeping them. And I'm like, how is this box going to get to 400? Like the basics. So first of all, figure out what's missing. If you want to go and look at my YouTube, I have quite a few videos called like box by box. When I was trying to go triple in presidential, I hammered, detail, like legal pad full of notes on how to hit a promotion. So I would watch those if you want. But you have to go box by box. Every single box, every person in that box is going to be how you make the promotion happen. If you do not have a detailed plan for every box, you will not hit it. And I mean that. If you do not know that this person on your Ruby chart needs to be 400, if you don't know that they've already got 3 customers who have auto ships running this month, but for the past 2 months they've been declining, what are you going to do to fill that volume? If there are not 4 parties that are already set, one's a Zoom, one's in person, one's a mock call, and we've got 2 distributors set to enroll next Friday, and we're going to launch them within a week after they enrolled, and we're going to plan on getting this many people. If it's not that thought out, it's not going to happen, guys. And you just have to know that. You have to have a plan for how this stuff is going to get filled. And if you don't know how, that's fine. Call your upline and ask them.
I love
You've got to have a plan for your promotion.
So good. I love that. 11th hour, don't stop till the end. And that's so true. That is so true. I remember I had on my mirror, I was going Ambassador March. And then February came and I still just work. And I remember the last day of the month going, wait, I can promote. I think I can promote today. The last day of the month, which I'm not saying don't wait till the last day of the month to promote to ambassador, but it's because I just never stopped working and promotions started coming. And you do. I love that. And I love what you said. You have to know what you need. If your goal is executive and you might have 1 distributor, you need 1 more distributor and they need 400 involved. Like it doesn't matter what level. Having that chart there, you're right. That's crucial. It's huge.
I'll say one more thing, only because I know we have like 2 minutes. I really, really, really teach my team to get your next chart out. Okay. So if you're trying to go Ruby, y'all, but you have 1 person, of the 5 boxes that you need, okay, don't go get your Emerald chart. But if you are an executive and you've already got your 1 person or your 2 people, go get your Ruby chart out. It doesn't matter if you don't hit Ruby this month. Like I said, when I pulled up my eSuite yesterday, I thought I was just charted Emerald when I went Ruby. I was already charted Diamond when I went Ruby. I had 35 people on my team. When I hit Diamond, I had 55 people on my team. A lot of times you're not going to hit the rank that you want to hit until you're fully charted for the next rank. That's just how it works a lot of the time. So if you just get 2 people in, it's probably going to be a minute before those 2 people get to 400. The quickest way to get them to 400 is to stop focusing on LCs. Like, y'all, nothing burns me up more. Well, a lot of things burn me up, but that grinds my gears. Is you're looking at this box and saying, how am I going to get 300 in volume? Go help that distributor get 2 of their own. Your only job is to duplicate and do everything that you've just done with your team. So if you're fully charted executive, your goal for the month is no longer how am I going executive. Your goal is how am I getting the 2 people underneath me to executive? How am I going to help each box get 2 people. Because guess what? If you go help them get 2 distributors each and all of them boost or every one of them get 2 customers, they're going to be at 400.
You know what? That honestly is so true. And I don't know why we don't teach that more. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, well, I'm not focusing on distributors. I need volume this month. And it's like, no, you keep teaching the business. You keep teaching every single person to go Ruby. 3 people. I mean, if Fallon, instead of me saying Fallon needs to be 400, I need to teach Fallon, go Ruby, girl. She signs Story, Julie, and Paul and the Paul family up there, and they all 3 run their auto ship. They boost their kit. They they each sign an LC. Yeah, I mean the volume comes. I love that.
Volume comes from distributors. Okay, so it's kind of flip flopped, right? So I love that Pam says we don't like. I would much rather have an LC than a distributor any day, right? Because a distributor can sign and do nothing, but a distributor can sign and change everything. You might have someone that you're pulling to 400 and it's pulling teeth, or they're on vacation, or their baby is sick. But if you've taught them to go and enroll 1 or 2 new distributors, guess what? You can bypass the person that's actually in the 400 box, and you've got 2 new people underneath them to go work with. You've got 2 other full new networks. You've got new Facebook posts. You've got new rap parties. You've got new rap results to go and work with instead of trying to work with 1 freaking box. Go and turn that 1 box into a whole nother Ruby chart. I guarantee you it'll get to 400.
And you know what? I just had another aha moment I want to say that I want y'all to pay attention to. Mike Patillo and I were talking about this just last month, and he was saying, and we were brainstorming. He goes, back when he was in network marketing, the second he talked to a potential, he's like, and that person Fallon becomes my distributor, Mike would say, Fallon, give me your list. Of all your potentials, and I will reach out to them for you. And Mike would reach out to all of Fallon's people, and help get them signed up under Fallon. Well, nowadays we don't really do that. It's a little weird to be like, Fallon, hand me your list. I'm going to call them all, girl. I promise they'll sign up with you. But That's what Mike said they did. But he said because they did that, even if Fallon quit, all these other people were signed up under her. So what Fallon's doing is kind of a new way where she's saying she's getting them on that mock call immediately. That's what you have to do. So leaders on here, anyone, when you sign a distributor, and yes, you can do it with a wrap party. If it's in home, awesome. But if you can't get it in home, I love that. Have a mock Zoom. Have a Zoom wrap party, but don't call it that, because you've got to figure out a way how to get into their network. You sign somebody, that's great. But what if they're the 15% that quit and there's nothing you can do about it? How can you then get into their network? And I really think that's a huge way to do that.
You have to create contingencies. That's what I tell my team. I do. I love my team. I really do. They think I'm so hard on them. A lot of them think I probably don't like them, but it's just I'm obviously a red, okay, in case you couldn't tell, like blood red. But guys, I have so many contingencies that if you fall out with me, if you don't like me this month, guess what, sweetheart? I was already bringing up 2 double diamonds in your double diamond leg, because it's not that I don't trust you. I can't, look, my mama told me you don't depend on anybody, okay? I want to help everybody, but guess what? I'll use a Ruby chart. If this executive doesn't go executive, I'm not tripping, because guess what? The other 2 people that were just 400 boxes, I've been working with them all month to get to executive too. One of the 3 y'all on my top line is getting to executive this month. Mm-hmm. So that's how you have to work your business. So I hope that it's you, sweetie, but if it's not, somebody's promoting. Somebody's going diamond.
Yeah, I love that. And that's so true. And that's it. It all goes down to teaching those steps to success, doing them, teaching them, doing them, teaching them, doing them, teaching them. It's why our system's duplicatable. It's why it works. I love it. I love how you put it. I love this whole Zoom. You were awesome. Thank you, friend. It was so good. So good. I love it. I love your belief. Love your fire. Here, let's get a picture, everybody, before they all. Yes. Okay, let me get it on. I'll stop recording.